All right, folks, how we doing? Welcome back. I am Jimbo Dickens, and today we are back at it again. Super Smash Bros. Double Elimination CPU versus CPU tournament. Today we are closing out Losers Bracket. When I say closing out, not really closing out. We are getting to the final 8 Losers Bracket competitors. So the way that I'm structuring this tournament, up to the final 8 of each bracket will be 2 stock. After that, every fight after that will be 3 stock, giving them a little bit more wiggle room and giving them a chance to show their best or show their worst, who knows. But if I did this entire bracket 3 stock, it would have taken so much longer. But excuse me. But today, losers bracket rounds 3, 4, and I believe 5. Yeah, rounds 3, 4, and 5. We're gonna get into it. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Our first fight is going to be Little Mac versus Link. The People's Champ versus the Fierce Deity. So, we got Little Mac somewhere. I don't remember where he is. There we go. We got Little Mac. Need to make it CPU, level 9. Versus Link. Nope. That's right. We put him in his training garb. And the Fierce Deity. Round 1. Well, not round 1. Fight 1 of round 3 losers bracket. Let's see who will win. Will it be Little Mac or will it be Link?
3, 2, 1, go!
Link off to an early lead, getting a couple good strikes, but Little Mac known for a couple of come behind fights. Getting him with it up B, very good. Evening things out. Good grab by Little Mac. Little Mac with a surprise strategy going off screen. Not known for that. Link trying to get a bomb into play. Gets it on that attempt. Good dodge of that boomerang. Not quite so good on the second one. Needs to get out of there. Little Mac has his KO punch. Picks up the bomb. Throws it off screen. Gets him with the recovery. Good play by Little Mac. Still, oh, I say that. He would have had his KO punch, but he got it taken away. Good first stock by Little Mac there. Link with some room to improve, but getting him with the bomb, sending him flying off screen. Little Mac coming back from the edge. Very well played by Little Mac. Little Mac doing some classic edge guarding, going off screen yet again. He's introducing some new tactics, but Link getting him with the up B edge guard there. Little Mac hitting him with the uppercut. Both of them being hit by that bomb this time. Little Mac with a hefty uppercut. Backhand in air. Will this be it for Link? No. Link will get back on stage. Little Mac whiffing a couple of good ones, but gets him with the uppercut, and Little Mac will be moving on to round 4 of Losers Bracket. Little Mac, the People's Champ, not going down without a fight. Pretty even damage-wise, but Little Mac just able to edge out Link. So that means that Little Mac will move on to the next round. 2 stocks to 1. Up next is going to be R to the O to the B versus the Bumblebee boy himself, Ness. The mascot of the Ness versus Ness. All right. Where is it? R to the O to the B versus Ness. And we use Famicom Rob, and we go Bumblebee Ness because that is the one true form of Ness. All right. Who will go up against the People's Champ in the next round? Let's find out. Rob versus Ness.
3, 2, 1, go!
Ooh, on a classic NES stage. Sizing each other up. Rob seemingly off to an early lead. Good block there. Ness taking some advantage there, getting some good hits on Rob. Excellent grab there. Oh, juggling him with the PK Thunder. Could this be it for Rob? Rob is in a tough spot, but Ness allowing them to get back on stage. Bit of a pity play there. Good play by the yo-yo. Oh, man, what a decisive stock by Ness. Ness is on a tear. Good dodge by Rob. Ooh, hitting him with the laser. Excellent play. But Rob has a lot of ground to make up if he wants to have a chance at facing the People's Champ in the next round. Excellent edge guard. Oh, no. Okay, Rob able to get out of that. That could have been another dangerous damage loop for Rob. Ooh, good play there. But this is fairly one-sided. Rob going to the edge of the screen. Ness toying with him. And that is game. Ness with a 2-stock against ROB. And will go on to face Little Mac in the next round. Well done, Ness. Intrigued to see what the damage totals are. Almost more than twice the damage given by Ness. What a one-sided fight. Rob didn't have a chance. Ness moving on. Up next we have Dr. Mario the Dirty Doctor versus Captain Falcon, aka Captain Fabulous. This could be a very interesting fight. We have Dr. Mario versus Captain Falcon. All right, who will be moving on? Let's find out. Dirty Doctor versus Captain Fabulous. Let's go. Good start by Captain Falcon. Strong opening, but the Dirty Doctor not to be deterred. Coming in strong as well. Good tornado. Good block by Dr. Mario. Oh, with the flying knee, Captain Fabulous is off with the first stock taken. Oh my goodness, Dr. Mario scaring us with nearly a self-destruct. Dirty Doctor with a lot of ground to make up. Now behind in damage with one stock down. Both of them keeping their distance, trying to find their opening. Dirty Doctor going for the spike. That is his classic play. Able to get the stock off on Captain Falcon, but Captain Falcon coming in hot with that Falcon kick. Dr. Mario wants to take him out with that spike, but will he be able to come back from a 10-fold difference in damage? Flying to the top of the screen, Captain Falcon unable to capitalize on a very vulnerable Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario stunning Captain Falcon. This is no longer as one-sided as it was a few minutes ago. Both of them have a chance. Dr. Mario going to the top of the screen. Captain Falcon missing on the upper kick. There we go. That is Captain Falcon taking out Dr. Mario. The Dirty Doctor is no more. All right, we have a chance for an interesting next round fight. We have Captain Falcon moving on. But our next fight in this round is Falco versus the Ice Climbers. If Falco is able to move on, we will have a Bird Derby. Falcon Derby. 2-1. Submit. All right, up next we have Falco versus the Ice Climbers. Couple of melee introductions. I think we did that one. If not, whatever. They changed their outfit. And then we definitely did this one because it reminds me of the ice level in Mario Kart 8. All right, Falco versus the Ice Climbers. Who will go up against Captain Fabulous? Falco immediately closing distance, but taking a fair amount of damage from the Ice Climbers. As always, the strategy when facing the Ice Climbers is to separate them and ideally knock out one of them first. Because when they are together, it is dangerous. As you can see right now, there is a lot of damage coming Falco's way. They have stun options. Falco already up over 100%. While the Ice Climbers are not even over 50. Good play by Falco, getting them off screen. Separating them, excellent play, knowing what he needs to do, but they are able to get back together. Falco, able to get an attack off on them. And make it back to the screen. Ooh, good flying fox. I don't know what it is. Ooh, just barely missing that up B, and the Ice Climbers take first blood in this round. Oh, I thought Falco was out of it with that dash. Falco needing to separate them, get a good hit on them. Ooh, and then the Ice Climbers creating their classic wall of ice. Unable to capitalize, but knocking them back a little bit. Sending the Ice Climbers flying. We are even, folks. Neither of them willing to get too close. Ice Climber's absolutely savagely beating Falco. Oh, but Falco seizing an opportunity to knock out one of the Ice Climbers and leave the other one solo. This is a distinct disadvantage for the Ice Climbers. Will that be the deciding factor in their bout for the title? Oh, it will not be. The Ice Climbers down a player, able to take the victory, and Falco is knocked out of the tournament. Well done, Ice Climbers. Unfortunately, we will not have the Falcon Derby. We will have Captain Falcon versus the Ice Climbers. All right, up next is going to be Mewtwo versus Byleth.
Stop battle. Mewtwo. Violet.
Psionics versus Fire. Which will go into the next round and which will be eliminated? Let's find out.
Three, two, one, go!
Byleth off to an early lead, but that means nothing. We have seen many times that those who get in the lead early. Byleth able to take a first stock without taking any damage. Wow. I stand corrected. Byleth on an absolute tear. Mewtwo in a very dangerous situation, potentially being two stocked. Byleth with an incredible game. That might have been the fastest game we've had. Byleth absolutely dominating Mewtwo. That 100% was the fastest fight we have had. Byleth putting on an absolute clinic against Mewtwo. Wow. Insane. All right, well, on to the next fight. We have Squirtle versus Ivysaur, which I believe Ivysaur was one of the Mii fighters. I just need to refresh my memory because, as we all remember, the Pokemon trainers and Pyra and Mithra all tried to get multiple entrants into this fight, but we have substituted them in for the Mii fighters. So the first one was Squirtle. Where is it? Oh, that's right. Second round. Squirtle, and then Ivysaur was... Where was Ivysaur? Ivysaur was here. So that was Sir Brown, I believe. I need to double check something. Give me one moment. was way at the end. Was before that. Before that. Olimar. Slightly after. Corin versus, yes, we are fighting Sir Brown. All right. Forgive me for the technical difficulties. I needed to refresh my memory because it's been a month since I did this. So it is not. Where is it? It is Squirtle versus Sir Brown. And by Squirtle, we mean the Pokemon trainer. All right. The Pokemon trainer is here.
Pokemon trainer.
Versus Sir Brown.
Sword fight.
All right. Will the Pokemon trainer, the cheater, continue their fight, or will Sir Brown knock out the person they are substituting? Let's find out. And who will go up against Byleth in the next round?
3, 2, 1, go!
Pokemon trainer almost immediately switching into Ivysaur. Sir Brown sizing up their opponent. Ivysaur with a couple of really good hits on Sir Brown. Sir Brown really struggling. Sir Brown with a little footstool action, going for a disc throw. Ooh, Ivysaur off to a very good early lead, switching into Charizard. Charizard, their heavy hitter, almost going off screen and self-destructing, but Charizard able to knock Sir Brown off, sending him to the sky, and finally taking the stock. Sir Brown down one, Pokemon trainer up. Sir Brown not to be deterred. Charizard waiting for their moment to get back on screen, timing it perfectly, knocking Sir Brown off screen, off stage again, almost taking out the shield, switching into Squirtle, a little more agile. Sir Brown with a good hit, then switching into Ivysaur for the Pokemon trainer, but Sir Brown getting a good, going for the down B, trying to stab them. This is a close stock. Sir Brown in danger of being knocked off, as is the Pokemon trainer, but the Pokemon trainer with one stock in reserve. There it is, Sir Brown taking his stock. Squirtle coming back out. Sir Brown able to get a couple of strikes in on Squirtle, but not dealing that much damage. It is an uphill battle for Sir Brown at this moment. Good block by Squirtle, and going in for the kill. Excellent play by the Pokemon trainer. Moving on to fight Byleth. Look at them. They are so happy together. And Sir Brown just happy to be there. All right. Well done, Pokemon trainer. Despite their cheating scandal, they are moving on to the next round. All right, up next is a couple of reptiles going at it. We have King K. Rool, King Midas himself, versus Yoshi. Let's see who will win. All right, so we got... Where is he? Oh, I went right by him. Right there. Versus the Yoshman. King Midas versus Powder Blue Yoshi. All right, which of these reptiles will reign supreme? Let's find out. Yoshi off to an early lead, getting a 50% damage off on King K. Rool. King K. Rool whiffing on a strong punch, unable to connect. But then taking the lead back with a couple of strong hits. Yoshi flying to the edge of the screen. King K. Rool going for the punishing cannonball shot. And Yoshi going for a little bit of a juggle. Well played by Yoshi. King K blocking the egg, but flying off the top of the screen. Able to dodge his rollout attack and sending him flying to the edge. King K taking first stock. Yoshi getting King K just about to 150. Needs to get a good hit off on him to send him to the edge. There we go. Yoshi taking a stock back in return, and it is 1-1, very even. King K sucking Yoshi up into his blunderbuss. Going for some plank movements. Good block by King K. Well done. Yoshi with a strong hit. Now nearly over 100%. Good grab, almost with the combo eggshell toss. Ooh. King K coming out trying to counter any punishes, but Yoshi able to time it correctly. But King K sending Yoshi to the stars with a massive headbutt. King K, King Midas will move on to the next round, knocking out Yoshi in the loser's bracket. All right. Up next is Shulk, the Shirtless Wonder, versus the fastest thing alive, the number 2 seed, Sonic the Hedgehog. Who did Sonic get knocked out by? I don't remember, and it doesn't really matter. Oh, that's right. Sonic was knocked out like round 1. All right, number 2 seed Sonic making a comeback. Will they be able to continue their salty run back against Shulk? I'm fully blind. Where is Shulk? There he is. Versus Sonic. All right, let's see who will go up against King Midas in the next round. Shulk versus Sonic.
3, 2, 1, go!
Shulk activating his Buster for some powerful damage, getting Sonic almost over 50% with one hit. But Sonic returning in kind with a dash attack. Shulk unable to switch their Buster. Sonic with an incredible combo, getting Shulk over. Big hit by Shulk, taking out Sonic. Well played Buster swap, but Sonic coming back with a vengeance. Shulk unfortunately letting go of their shield just before activating their jump ability. Sonic toying with the boy. Shulk able to dodge that spin dash. Oh, Sonic hitting him with the spring. Both of them able to make it back, though. Shulk now over 150, but hitting Sonic with a big up A and knocking him to the corner. Can Shulk maintain this momentum? Yes, he can, and he will do stock the number 2 seed. Shulk moving on, and Sonic's salty run back is over. The number 2 is no more. And Shulk will move on to face King Midas in the next round. All right. We are at the halfway point of this round. We have Ganondorf versus Lucas. Ganondorf has had a strong tournament. Lucas, unfortunately, not as much, but they are facing each other nonetheless. All right, so we have Ganondorf, the heavy hitter, versus Lucas, who's right next to him. And we went with I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. Versus the boy wonder, Lucas. Are you ready? Let's go.
3, 2, 1, go!
Lucas able to dodge that sword attack by Ganon. That is the key when facing Ganon. You do not want to take a sword to the face. It will ruin your day. That sword hits hard and knocks you back a ton. Lucas off screen, able to make it back. Ganondorf applying pressure. Lucas not allowing Ganondorf to get his sword attacks off. Lucas baiting Ganondorf now. An interesting strategy, knocking him back, taking... Oh my goodness, Lucas with a tricky play, sending Ganondorf off screen, not allowing him to recover. What a excellent play, using Ganondorf's weakness against him. Very smart. We expect nothing less from Lucas, but Ganondorf returning the favor and just batting him off screen. And just like that, with one hit, Ganondorf matches his damage. Good block on that sword attack. Ooh, dangerous position for Lucas to be in, but Ganondorf did not punish. Oh, Lucas is in danger. Ganondorf getting his first sword attack off and getting a second one off and taking out the boy wonder. His smarts could not get the best of Ganondorf's brawn. Ganondorf will be moving on to the next round, unfortunately knocking out Lucas in the process. As usual, Ganondorf with insane damage numbers. All right. Ganondorf advancing. And up next, we have Charizard versus Banjo and Kazooie. However, Charizard will be replaced by, I believe, the Mii Brawler? One second. Gotta go way farther. Captain Falcon versus Isabelle versus the Mii Gunner. And I believe it's the Mii Brawler next. Mii Brawler, aka McGraw. Alright. So we got Banjo-Kazooie, the Rare Bear, Werebear, versus McGraw.
Start battle. Steamroller. Banjo and Kazooie.
The Rare Bear, Werebear, ready to take on the Brawler. Let's go. Who will go up against the unstoppable force of Ganondorf?
2, 1, go!
Banjo and Kazooie off to a good start here. McGraw, taking a grenade unnecessarily. McGraw locking them into an uppercut barrage. Oh man, that is some intense edge play. McGraw with the suplex. Oh, what a filthy spike by McGraw. Insane play. Banjo and Kazooie mad now. But McGraw still keeping the pressure on the Rare Bear, Werebear. Banjo and Kazooie needing to put something together here. Taking a grenade yet again. Another grenade hit on the dynamic duo. There we go. Banjo and Kazooie finally getting a stock off, but now the fight is finished. Just barely able to avoid a 2-stock, but McGraw will move on to face Ganondorf. Will he end his reign of terror? All right, up next, we have Meta Knight versus Robin.
Start battle. Meta Knight.
Again, fully blind. There we go.
Robin.
Kirby S. Meta Knight versus Robin. Red Robin. I don't know why I hadn't thought of that before. All right, let's go. Why is Meta Knight so high up on the screen?
One, go.
Robin applying pressure, getting that air slash, whatever it's called, charging up their lightning attack. Meta Knight able to surprise attack them. Good play by Meta Knight. Good dodge by Robin, though. Meta Knight really applying pressure on Robin, not giving her a second to charge up her beam. Good strike by Meta Knight. Ooh, missing the punish. Robin now applying pressure on Meta Knight and taking the stock before Meta Knight can. But Meta Knight immediately taking his stock back. It is an even 1v1 stock here, folks. Going for the spike, unable to succeed. Playing from below the platform. Meta Knight, twice the damage that Robin has taken. Robin might just run away with this unless Meta Knight can put something together. Finally getting a little bit of a charge on their electrical attack. Meta Knight now in severe danger of being knocked out. What a combo by Robin. Well done. Red Robin moving on. Up next, we have another high seed. We have, and actually two tacticians. We have Snake versus the Wii Fit trainer. One of the most serious competitors versus one of the goofiest. Who will move forward to fight Red Robin in the next round?
Start battle.
believe we went for red. I don't know. I don't think it really matters. All right, we got Snake versus the Wii Fit Trainer. Let's see who will move on.
Three, two, one, go!
Snake going to the underside, getting an early lead on Wii Fit Trainer. Wii Fit Trainer nearly over 100 damage right now. Snake able to get her with the landmine that he set up at the very beginning of the fight. Looking ahead as always, and that is why he is the number 3 seed. He is planning from the beginning. Wii Fit Trainer now putting Snake on the ropes right now. Wii Fit Trainer able to take out Snake and making this a relatively even fight now. Snake missing. Ooh, couple of really solid fumbles on Snake's behalf. But Wii Fit Trainer taking a grenade to the face. As is Snake, though. But Wii Fit Trainer able to heal some of the damage. Snake sending her to the edge of the screen. Placing a landmine, waiting for the perfect opportunity for it. Wii Fit Trainer now nearly 150 damage, staying away from that left side of the screen. Landmine is gone and she is free to attack. Putting her to sleep and unable to... Oh, there we go with the punish. Snake moving on to the next round. That first stock was still one of my favorites, though. That was incredible. All right, we are down to the next 4 fights. We have a derby, folks. We got Lucina versus Chrom. All right, so we need to pick a Fire Emblem stage. Let's go Coliseum. Yeah, Coliseum. All right. Not only is it a Fire Emblem derby, it's a Fire Emblem Echo derby. Where is it? I don't remember what color we went with, but we will go, I believe it was this one. And we went light Chrom. All right. Fire Emblem derby at the Coliseum. Who will be victorious? Let's find out. Lucina taking early first blood, but Crom able to return the favor. Both of them going off screen, both making it back. Good block by Lucina. Now evenly matched. Lucina getting a heavy combo off on Crom. And Crom sending Lucina to the dirt with his recovery. Lucina taking the wrong moment, but spiking Crom in return. What a play by Lucina. It is 1-1, folks. Neither combatant wanting to leave. They are duking it out with all of their might. Lucina not making the same mistake twice. Crom with a hefty hit. Good punish there. Almost getting the same death as before. Sending to the sky. To the top corner. Crom is absolutely defying. Oh, he had the victory, but he had to go for the filthy play. Crom succeeding in taking the victory in this Echo Derby. Well done, Crom. A good fight on both ends, but Crom able to come away with the victory. Up next is Corrin versus the Piranha Plant. And I believe this is a chance for a second Fire Emblem Derby. If I am not mistaken. Though Corrin might be from... Nope, Fire Emblem. We have the potential for another Fire Emblem Derby, folks. Yeah, we go pink. And we go poison. All right, Corrin versus Piranha Plant. Gonna take a quick chip break. And then we will find out who will be the victor. All right, let's go. Bit of a slow start here. Piranha Plant waiting for their opportunity. Corrin finally getting some blood in the game. And now taking the lead. Piranha Plant takes it back with a huge play. Ooh, going for the spike there. Corrin made it back, but Piranha Plant in danger here. Corrin, though. Good grab by Corrin. Ooh, with the stun. Again, interesting strategy by the Piranha Plant, going for that as they are falling. But Piranha Plant has just insane recovery and is able to make it back from the deepest of corners. Corrin, though, taking the first stock. Dodging that spike ball from Piranha Plant. Piranha Plant trying to get that spike ball. Good counter by Corrin. Piranha Plant needs to do something, otherwise they are going to be eliminated. Again, with the falling Spike Ball. Strange strategy. Has not worked out for them yet. And Corrin absolutely mopping the floor with Piranha Plant right now. This looks like it could be the end for Piranha Plant unless they can put something together. And Corrin with the 2-stock against Piranha Plant. Piranha Plant eliminated. An absolute domination on Corrin's behalf. All right, up next we have Villager versus Pikachu. All right. Villager has had a reasonably good run aside from one slip up. And you know what time it is. It's party time, folks. Again, 1 second for a chip break. All right. Villager versus Pikachu. Who will be moving on to round 4 of Loser's Bracket? Let's find out.
3, 2, 1, go!
Villager continuing to love that projectile attack. Pikachu trying to find a way to get out of this hell, realizing that he can counter them with his electricity. Pikachu needs to close this distance. He cannot continue chipping away with those electrical attacks. Oh, and he is absolutely stunned by that tree, and Villager taking the stock from Pikachu. Pikachu barely able to get any damage off on the Villager. Villager is absolutely toying with Pikachu right now. It's not even fair. This just isn't even pretty at this point. Pikachu seeming to think that those electrical attacks are really going to do it, but it's not. Chip damage just will not cut it. Villager sending Pikachu to the edge, but able to make it back. Once again, Pikachu, able to get a dash against the Villager. Villager consuming Pikachu's projectile. Good grab by Pikachu. But is it too little too late for Pikachu right now? Getting a stock off, but over 140, now over 150 damage. while Villager is at 0. And Pikachu sent flying by the Villager. An absolutely one-sided fight. It just didn't seem fair. Villager mopping the floor with Pikachu. All right, up next, last fight of this round, we have Ridley versus Ryu. Who will go up against the Villager, the menace of wherever he's from? I don't know. Anyway, it is Ridley versus Ryu. Let's find out who will be victorious. And it is classic colored Ridley versus Son Goku. All right. Again, chip break real quick. In for the quick chip. All right, Ridley versus Ryu. Who will be facing Villager, the menace?
3, 2, 1, go!
Ridley immediately off to an early start, going in, closing the gap. But Ryu is not flummoxed. Ridley getting a good hit on that recovery. Ryu able to make it back. Ridley tossing Ryu off the stage and getting that fireball attack, but Ryu able to make it back. Couple of good hits by Ryu, hitting Ridley with that fire projectile. Going for the punish, but unable to connect. Ridley toying with Ryu at this point, but Ryu with a uppercut and able to take out Ridley. What a change of fortunes. Ryu now over 150, getting sent to the edge of the screen. Ridley now taking their first stock. Ryu thrown off the side there. Ridley trying to get that fire projectile attack, but unable to position themselves correctly. Ridley now in danger of being knocked out of this tournament, almost over 100%. Ryu going for the pressure, just using it to scare his opponent. Ridley now on the ropes, over 130 damage, and Ryu absolutely dominating right now. But Ridley coming back with a strong hit. Ryu now over 100%, and Ridley putting the pressure back on Ryu. Ridley taking the stock with a come from behind victory. Well done, Ridley. Ryu is knocked out. And the Scourge of the Galaxy will move on to face the menace of Earth. All right, we are on to the next round of losers bracket. We have Little Mac, the people's champ, versus Ness, the boy, second boy. I don't know. He's the Magic Man. All right, Little Mac versus Ness. Let's find out who will go up against the 18 seed Olimar in the next round. The Bumblebee Boy versus the People's Champ. Let's go after this quick chip break. All right, let's go. This is a case of two very different fighting styles. Little Mac tends to stay on the ground, where Ness loves to get their opponents in the air. And Little Mac getting their KO punch, ready to take it out on Ness, and getting it with an uppercut. Ness going flying to the sky. Little Mac taking the early lead. But Ness not to be deterred, putting an ungodly amount of pressure on Little Mac. Ooh, what a play. Even Stevens, 0-0. Who will reign supreme in this fight? It is anybody's game at this point. Good combo by Ness. Good block against that yo-yo by Little Mac. Little Mac working to get his KO punch off. Ness making their way back to the stage. Little Mac with his KO punch. Ness in a dangerous position. Will Little Mac be able to use that KO punch against him? No, Ness knocking it out of him. And Little Mac unable to make it back to the stage. The People's Champ is no more. And the Boy Wonder, Bumblebee Boy, knocking out the People's Champ and moving on to the next round. Unfortunate for Little Mac. All right, up next we have Captain Falcon versus the Ice Climbers. Who will go up against Donkey Kong, the Gray Ape?
Captain Falcon. Ice Climber.
All right, quick chip, and then we will be on our way. All right. We have Captain Falcon versus the Ice Climbers, who will be moving on to face the Gray Ape in round 5 of Loser's Bracket.
3, 2, 1, go!
Fire and ice here, folks. Captain Falcon putting pressure on them early. Oh my goodness, with an absolute deadly combo. Ice Climbers potentially facing their biggest threat of the tournament right now. They are usually much better prepared when they are a team. Captain Falcon seemingly baiting them. Good play by Captain Falcon. Excellent positioning directly under them. Good block. Waiting for his moment. Ice Climbers faltering more than they have yet in this competition. Oh my goodness, sending one of them to the skies. Excellent block, but unable to succeed, but able to get that Falcon. It's not really a Falcon punch, but that air dash, Falcon flame, whatever. And then the Ice Climbers setting up their patented wall of ice. Captain Falcon setting up, but unable to... I fully blanked on the word. Capitalize. That's what I was thinking. But Captain Falcon with the flying backhand taking out the Ice Climbers, not even needing to separate the duo. He is just that strong, folks. Captain Fabulous moving on to fight the Gray Ape. An absolute... Well, again, I need to remember that the Ice Climbers' damage totals include both of them. So, be that as it may. They didn't get a stock off on him, right? I don't think they did. All right, we got Byleth versus the Pokemon Trainer. The winner of this fight will go up against Wolf. Byleth with an absolutely incredible performance against, who was it? Mewtwo in the last round, taking them out in 36 seconds. That is one stock per 13 seconds. Will they be able to repeat that? It is unlikely, but we will find out. Byleth ready to face the Pokemon Trainer. Let's find out who will be going up against Wolf in the next round. Let's go! Byleth going for that early stock with a spike, unable to capitalize, but maybe this time, no. Squirtle is having a tough go of it. Byleth barely taking their first damage. There we go. Squirtle finally able to put some pressure back on Byleth. Good grab by Byleth, going for a heavy hit against Squirtle, and Squirtle is gone. Absolutely eviscerated by that hit. Ivysaur now struggling to find footing against Byleth, but playing the edge guard game very well. Going for that air pressure. Ivysaur waiting for their moment, but taking some damage. There we go. Ivysaur finally getting the stock off on Byleth. Pokemon Trainer deviating from their usual strategy of swapping fairly regularly. I say that and they immediately swap into Charizard, their powerhouse. But will it be enough right now? Byleth is at a severe advantage. Needs to find positioning. Byleth moving a little too fast. Charizard taking some massive damage. There we go. That is a good flare blitz by Charizard. Byleth sending Charizard to the edge of the screen. Now Charizard over 180 damage and Charizard falling to Byleth. Byleth moving on to the next round. A much more even fight than the last fight with Byleth, lasting nearly 3 times as long. No. Nearly 3 times. I can't do math. That's more than 4 times as long. But Byleth will move on to the next round, and unfortunately, Pokemon Trainer is eliminated. All right, up next we have King Midas versus the shirtless wonder Shulk. Who will be going up against Isabelle, the fishing fiend? All right, King Midas versus the shirtless wonder. Where is it? Right there. All right, quick chip before we get this started, and then we are on to the next fight. All right, King K. Rool versus Shulk. Let's find out who will be going up against the fishing fiend, Isabelle. Good counter by Shulk, getting shield off, trying to prevent any damage coming in. King K. Rool having trouble. Good counter again. King K. Rool going for their counter as well. King K. Rool finally able to get some damage off on Shulk. But King K almost over 100 damage now. Oh, what a great positioning. Predicting what Shulk is going to do. Couple of really good blocks, but Shulk finally able to connect. Good charge attack by Shulk. Excellent. Now we got the Buster going for extra damage with his attacks. Unable to connect, and the Buster wears out. Good counter by King K. Rool, sending Shulk flying, but he activates his jump ability and is able to make it back, but it's not enough. King K. Rool takes him out. It is one-on-one. One stock to one stock. King K. Rool, slight disadvantage. Shulk going for the shield to mitigate any damage. Going for the Buster for some more damage, and then potentially will go into his smash ability to get some great knockback. King K hanging on by a thread right now. But King K applying the pressure. Shulk on the ropes right now, trying to find their positioning, unable to. King K is putting on a clinic. Shulk with his jump ability. Good block by King K. This is anybody's game. Shulk going for the Buster. Trying to go for the spike on King K, but unable to. Good block. And Shulk able to take it from King K. King Midas's rule has come to an end. And Shulk and his Crocs are victorious, going up against the Fishing Fiend, Isabelle, next round. Very tight fight there. All right, up next we have Ganondorf versus McGraw. The winner of this will go up against the number 1 seed, Steve, who was knocked out by someone. I don't remember. By King DDD. The 80 seed. Alright. Enough of that malarkey. All right, we have the King of the Gerudo versus the crazed cowboy himself, McGraw. Who will be moving on? Will Ganondorf's reign of terror come to an end? Excellent opening volley by McGraw. Applying the pressure early and not letting up. Ganondorf not able to get a word in edgewise here. McGraw taking an early stock from Ganondorf. But Ganondorf almost able to get that sword attack, but unable to. McGraw now a little bit on the ropes, but coming back strong. Able to avoid that big crane kick. McGraw seemingly just stopping out of nowhere. Good hit through the platform. Ganondorf with his grab. Going for the sword attack, but not able to connect. McGraw could potentially two-stock the Demon King. Ooh, just stiff-arming McGraw. And Ganondorf able to take that stock from McGraw, but Ganondorf at a significant disadvantage right now. On the edge where Ganondorf does not like to be. McGraw applying pressure mid-air. But McGraw unable to make it back, and Ganondorf is able to walk away. What an unfortunate upset. And Ganondorf continues his reign of terror. All right. Well done, Ganondorf. And Ganondorf will go on to face the #1 seed, Steve. And we might have the largest seed gap, because I believe that Ganondorf was the lowest seed. Yeah, we have the largest possible seed gap in the next round. We have the #1 seed versus the last seed, Ganondorf. We could potentially have a huge upset. But first, before we get there, we have Red Robin versus Solid Snake. The winner of this will go up against Palutena. All right, Red Robin versus Solid Snake in cheetah print nonetheless. Let's go.
Three, two, one, go!
Snake off to a strong start here. Robin nearly over 100 damage. Snake sending her to the edge of the screen, but she made her way back. But excellent play by Robin. But Snake having huge recovery is no match for that. Or the attack is no match for Snake. Whatever. Good play by Robin. Unfortunately, walking directly into that grenade. Ooh, what a play by Robin, but Snake able to get back. Excellent dodge on that landmine. Oh, with a huge double explosion combo by Snake. And getting her with the landmine. What an absolute tactician he is. Always looking ahead. And able to take out her charge attack as well. Good combo grab to mid-air kick by Snake, and Robin sending Snake to the sky. But there is a large damage differential, and Snake able to snipe her with the heat-seeking missile. Snake continues on to the next round, asserting his dominance. And Red Robin is no more. All right, we have ourselves another derby. We have yet another Fire Emblem derby to boot. We have Chrom versus Corrin. The winner of this will go up against the #4 seed, Mr. Game & Watch. Oh wait, no. we're not doing random. We're going to Fire Emblem. Arena Pharaoh. We have Crom somewhere. Where is he? There he is. Versus Corrin. All right. Let the games begin. The Fire Emblem Derby is underway. Good stun combo by Corrin, going for the spike, unable to capitalize, but still maintaining high damage on Crom. Ooh, Corrin almost falling victim to the same thing that happened to Lucina in the last fight with Crom. Good counter by Corrin, putting pressure on Crom, and he is sent to the screen. But Crom returning the favor, and it is all clear at this point. 1-on-1, one stock to one. Both of them evenly matched at this point. Neither one wants to concede an inch. They are playing very well right now, but Corrin able to take advantage of one minor slip-up by Crom. And it is now a one-sided fight with the counter. Oh my goodness, Crom is letting this go. Big hit by Corrin. Missing the timing on that, but able to dodge that recovery attack by Crom. Crom fighting back with a vengeance. They do not want to leave. Oh, with the footstool, it is filthy. Corrin takes it. What a way to go out. Crom must be furious right now. What a fight. We have Corrin moving on. And then the last fight of this round, we have the Menace Villager versus the Scourge of the Galaxy, Ridley. All right, quick chip. All right. Villager versus Ridley. Let's find out who will be going up against Sora in the next round. Let's go. Both of these fighters have had strong runs thus far this tournament. Both of them showing their strengths and taking advantage of enemies' weaknesses. Ridley right now with the lead, but it is not a done deal. Oh, good block by Ridley, seeing the tree coming. Excellently placed trap by Villager, though. But Ridley able to take the first stock, but is at high damage right now and is susceptible to some really strong attacks. And just like that, Villager has now set up a very scary trap for Ridley. Excellent combo. Villager is taking no chances right now. They are pulling out all the stops. But Ridley is applying incredible pressure against the Villager. And the Villager's tree is no more. And Ridley will take out the menace. The scourge continues. Unfortunate for Villager. The Villager has fought well, but unfortunately will be no more in this competition. All right, and we are on to the last round of this edition of the tournament. We have 8 fights to get through. We have Olimar versus Ness up next. Quick chip. The Plant Man versus the Bumblebee Boy. Let's find out who will win and go on to the final 8 of losers bracket.
3, 2, 1, go!
Both evenly matched so far. Olimar loves to put those Pikmin on his opponents and deal some tick damage. Applying constant pressure even if they are not engaged. Olimar sending Ness to the skies. Ness is out of his element right now. But Ness able to hit a good PK fire and put some pressure as well. Oh, and Olimar predicting that move and taking out Ness with a callous attack. Good dodge by Olimar, able to block that yo-yo. And Ness smacking away one of the Pikmin. Good hit by Ness. Applying the pressure with the PK Thunder, but it's not doing exactly what he wants. Oh, what a combo. And Ness able to take out Olimar. Incredible play with a combination of PK Thunder and Fire, able to take out Olimar. It is not over yet. Ness still has a chance, but Olimar has the advantage here. Ness needing to get some damage off on Olimar, otherwise this is all over for the boy wonder. Bumblebee boy. Good hit. But Olimar constantly applying damage. Good play by Ness. Excellent play. Olimar sent to the skies. It is not over, folks. Ness fighting with all his might. He does not want to go home. It's just going to take one good hit by either player at this point. Ness unfortunately taking a skull bash. Wait, Ness wins. Olimar was knocked out. Way to go. The Bumblebee boy is victorious. I'm going to need a replay of that. I did not see what happened. Almost equal damage. Very even fight. Well done. What a comeback by Ness. All right, up next we have the Gray Ape versus Captain Fabulous. The winner of this will go on to face Bumblebee Boy Ness. Some OG fighters winding up in this loser's bracket.
Donkey Kong. Captain Falcon.
All right. Quick chip, and then we will move on. All right, Donkey Kong versus Captain Falcon. The winner of this fight will go on to face Ness in the next round.
3, 2, 1, go!
Captain Falcon going for the punish mid-air, but DK sending it back his way. Captain Falcon now over 100 damage. DK almost to 75. And a huge clap back by DK. DK charging up that punch attack. Captain Falcon not as confident in his previous fights. DK has Captain Falcon on the ropes. Captain Falcon needs a big hit to send DK flying. Unable to connect on that Falcon kick. But Captain Falcon finally sends DK off screen and takes the stock. But now DK has a slight advantage right now. But that advantage has immediately slipped away. And then Captain Falcon throws it all away. What an unfortunate end to that fight. Captain Falcon flying off the edge and self-destructing, and DK taking the victory. Does not feel good, folks, when they end on a self-destruct. And DK will go up against the Bumblebee Boy. All right, up next we have Wolf versus Violet. Wolf versus Violet. Let's get right into it.
Start battle. Wolf.
I had it on it.
Violet.
All right. You know what I'm about to say. Quick chip, folks. All right. Claw versus sword. Who will go on to the next round? Let's find out.
3, 2, 1, go!
Violet struggling like compared to the last couple fights. I say that and they immediately get off a really good combo. But Wolf doing really well to avoid the attacks by Byleth. Good double block by Byleth. Huge hit. And Wolf knocked off the screen. Byleth back to their usual form. The heavy hitter. The hammer. Byleth absolutely dominating Wolf right now. Excuse me, it is not Fox. Good hit by Wolf. Will it be too little too late, though? Violet sending Wolf to the top of the screen and taking him out with a decisive two-stock.
Each battle a chance to grow.
Her second in today's coverage. Wolf did not stand a chance against the Banhammer. All right, up next we have the fishing fiend Isabel versus the shirtless wonder Shulk. Winner of this fight will go up against Byleth.
Isabel.
All right. Goofy versus Serious. Let's find out who will be victorious.
3, 2, 1, go!
All right. So far, so evenly matched. Both of them not giving too much to the other. Oh, but Isabel able to take the surprise projectile. Shulk raining from below, sending her to the top of the sky and opening up his smash and sending her off screen. Shulk dominating so far, but Isabel is not to be trifled with. And Shulk unable to make it back, even despite his jump ability active. And it is even Stevens, folks. Oh, going for the spike, but unable to succeed. Shulk activating speed to try and be a bit more of a nuisance. Isabel, though, able to get a couple of hits off on Shulk, keeping things even. And the counter! Nearly ending things. Activating speed. And it is even 91-91 on both sides. It's still relatively even. Neither one conceding an inch. Isabel throwing Shulk to the edge. And Isabel getting the fishing rod. The fishing fiend strikes again. Isabel taking out the shirtless wonder and moving on to face the banhammer. Incredible ending. All right, up next we have the fight and potentially the upset of the century. We have the #1 seed, Steve, versus the 86 seed, bottom of the pack, Ganondorf. Who will walk away and whose run will end here? Let's find out, folks.
Start the battle. Steve. Ganondorf.
All right. I got a quick chip before this one, folks. All right. It's time, folks. #1 versus number 86. Let's find out who will be victorious.
Three, two, one, go!
Ganondorf with a couple of strong hits off the bat. Ganondorf not yet taking damage, and it is a 0 to stock right off the bat. Steve needs to come back hard from this. He is thrown off balance big time, and it is a 2 stock. What an upset. Oh my god. The #1 seed taken out by the number 86 seed with barely any damage on the board on Steve's behalf. And we have a new fastest fight. Wow. I'm honestly speechless. That should not have happened. Ganondorf's reign continues. Not even the number one can stop him.
Stop battle.
All right, we have up next Palutena versus Snake. The winner of this fight will go up against the Demon King Ganondorf.
Palutena. Snake.
All right, we have the God Queen versus Solid Snake, the Cheetah Print edition. Who will go up against the Demon Lord, Ganondorf?
3, 2, 1, go!
Palutena getting an early start on things. Snake struggling a little bit off the bat. Snake just now getting the first damage off on Palutena. Unlike him in every way. That was maybe the most badass move I've ever seen. Snake directly out of the line of fire, blowing up a landmine to take out. Almost. Oh, and he takes himself out. I stand corrected. There he goes. There's the classic Snake we're used to. Ooh, excellent play. Palutena using his own projectile against him. Ooh, excellent dodge by Palutena, using their up B so well. Little midair backhand against Snake. Fairly even right now. Snake now over 100. Palutena not far behind him. And Palutena taking out the number 3 seed Snake. Palutena will go up against Ganondorf in the next round. All right, up next we have Mr. Game & Watch versus Corrin.
Stop battle.
The number 4 seed Mr. Game & Watch
Mr. Game & Watch.
versus the Dragon Corrin. The Bubblegum Dragon. Let's go. Mr. Game & Watch versus Corin. Who will move on?
3, 2, 1, go!
Good hit by Mr. Game & Watch. Aw, unfortunate hitting with a 1 there. Good block against that stab. Mr. Game & Watch sending some bacon towards Corin. Ooh, stunned, but able to get knocked out of it before it was too much. Getting hit by the turtle. Corin dodging the bomb. Good slide tackle by Mr. Game & Watch, taking some damage on the recovery. Good 1-2 punch. Oh, what a combo. Hitting them into ice and then smacking them with the matchstick. Giving them the chair, getting stunned in the process. Corin going for the mid-air stun, but unable to connect. Good hit. Mr. Game & Watch able to get out of that situation, but taking the stock. Corin now in a good position. I say good position, they're still disadvantaged, but they at least are not down a stock. Good dodge by Mr. Game & Watch. Corin fighting to come back with this. It is a close game. Only 50 damage separating the two of them. Good counter by Corin. Good stun. Shortening that gap with every little chip possible. Good hit. Now only 17, but good play, and Mr. Game & Watch takes out Corin with a Dust Buster. Well done. Corin likely very upset after two dominant performances in the last 2 rounds. We have our last fight of the afternoon, folks. We have Sora, the Keyblade wielder, versus the Scourge of the Galaxy, Ridley. The winner of this will go up against the winner of last fight, Mr. Game & Watch. All right, the Savior of Heart versus the Scourge of the Galaxy. Let's find out who will face Mr. Game & Watch, the Troll Lord.
3, 2, 1, go!
All right, we have a close opener so far. Good Thundaga by Sora. Ridley on the ropes a little bit, but not to be deterred. Good hit by Ridley there. Sora freezing Ridley, but Ridley returning with a good throw there. Guarding that edge well. But Sora taking the first stock of the fight. Ridley now on the ropes, but Sora within damage to be taken out. And just like that, Ridley evens things up, and it is a close fight here at the end. Ridley setting up a couple projectiles to obfuscate. Sora able to make it back. Ridley taking some damage from that Thundaga. Sora very expertly dodges that barrage of fireballs. Ridley hitting Sora hard with that mid-air dash. Now Ridley is in a position to take this. And Ridley does it with a tail strike, taking out Sora. Ridley moving on to face the Troll Lord. Ridley absolutely tearing up this loser's bracket. All right, and with that, we are done for today, and we have our final 16 competitors. 8 in winner's bracket, 8 in loser's bracket. In loser's bracket, we have Mr. Game & Watch versus Ridley. We have the Troll Lord, Mr. Game & Watch, versus the Scourge of the Galaxy, Ridley. We have the God Queen Palutena versus the Demon King Ganondorf. We have the Fishing Fiend Isabel versus the Banhammer Byleth. And we have the Gray Ape versus the Bumblebee Boy Ness. And then in winner's bracket, we have a Final Fantasy VII Derby. A tale as old as video games itself, Cloud versus Sephiroth. We have Hero versus Min Min. Ike versus Zelda. And King DDD versus Kazuya. And that is our lineup for our final installment of this CPU double elimination bracket. We will see you next time. I hope you join us for that. But until then, keep it classy. And I'll see you next time. So long!